na rally where they go on right now presently for Abeokuta, Ogun State, the capital city of Ogun State. As you can see, this na Yoruba Nation rally going on here, and the agitators are all gathered here for the rally where they shell right now presently for Ogun State in Abeokuta. As you can see, all agitators are here together chanting Yoruba Nation song. They say they want Yoruba Nation. They want Yoruba Nation. They say they want Yoruba Nation, and everybody they here. Then they protest, then they chant.
Yoruba Nation.
We don't want Nigeria. We want Yoruba Nation. Yoruba Nation la fẹ́. No more Nigeria. Èyí tí Fúlàní pa ìran Yorùbá ti tó. Fúlàní ló ṣe olórí wa. A fẹ́ mọ́. A fẹ́ sọ òyìnbó burúkú tó fi dà wá pọ̀ mọ́. Yoruba Nation la fẹ́. Àwọn bọ̀dá wa wọ́n ti fi ọlọ́run bàtà.
He is a professor and he was managed by common school staff. You are a bastard.
Fúlàní tí ó di school staff. Òun ló wá darí wa ní Nàìjíríà. Okay, what happened is this: we don't want Nigeria. We want Yoruba Nation. Yoruba Nation, self-determination is all we want. We want Yoruba Nation. We want Yoruba Nation. We don't want Nigeria. Yoruba Nation la fẹ́.
Yoruba Nation. Yoruba Nation.
This now live BBC. This now one of the agitators for Yoruba Nation.
Governor of Ogun State. Yoruba Nation.
For Ogun State here in Abeokuta is here to talk to us. You are live, sir. What are the demands? What are your demands for here? Speaking.
Demand is Yoruba Nation. We are demanding for a country of our own in Yoruba land, because Yoruba are now about 80 million, of which equivalent to 70 million of the country in the United Kingdom. Wherever we are having a 70 million as a nation in the United Kingdom, definitely nothing is stopping or nothing to stop us as a Yoruba to have our own nation as a country. Once again, my name is Abdulaziz Suleiman Alogolodo.
Ogun State.
Yoruba Nation Governor.
Thank you, sir. That are the voice of the governor of Ogun State for Yoruba. You just heard from him. And you can see some of the followers, some of the agitators, all of them are here gathered.
Kí ló ní tẹ̀bí ṣe wílé ẹ̀yìn lọ́pàá lóyè olè owó yẹn tẹ́bá skúlù ṣé ọmọ sí mú yẹn ni ẹ̀ ń gbowó àbẹ̀tẹ̀ ẹ̀yìn ilẹ̀ bàjẹ́ yẹn o tí ẹ bá fẹ́ tẹ́bà fẹ́ púpọ̀ lẹ́yà ẹ fi mọ̀ ṣe ọ̀kan Yorùbá Nation àpàdé.
No more Nigeria. No more Nigeria.
You can see as they go. Nigeria again, na Yoruba Nation. They want for here. As you can see, this na the rally, the capital city of Ogun State, where agitators dey outside. They talk say they don't want Yoruba Nation. They want.
I don't want Fulani.
I no more Fulani.
No.
They don't want. They say Yoruba Nation now. Happening live here in Abeokuta, where then they talk say they no want Nigeria action they want, and it's happening now. Everybody is here for the cause. Agitation dey go. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n bọ́lẹ̀ ká. No be something wey people no know. It has become something wey everybody don know before. Clamoring for the day here. The rally don start. Yoruba nation right from Abeokuta. E don dey known say na wetin dem want be say nation dem want, say nothing else.
Let Nigeria now to save life. It's Yoruba nation we want. No going back, no retreat, no. Let Nigeria now to save life. Nigeria is a poverty center. It's a killing center. We don't want Nigeria anymore. Nigeria has expired. Nigeria now to save life.
The rally don dey build shoulder. The rally don dey increase as we dey go all the time. The rally just dey increase. People are coming in for the rally. Wetin dem dey call for na Yoruba nation. Dem say no more Nigeria. Say na Yoruba nation dem want. People are gathered here and there, supporting each other for Yoruba nation. You can see the agitators are ready. They are out doing all they can to make sure say government hear wetin dem dey talk. Say no more Nigeria nation dem want. As the thing dey unfold, still dey here live from Abeokuta.
No more election. No election. It's either you give us our nation, and that is Yoruba nation. Nothing more, nothing less. We want to go on. What is it called? Self-determination. That's what we want. No restriction. It's a lie. Nothing like Yoruba nation. Yoruba nation. Yoruba nation. No. Yoruba nation. Yoruba nation.
Yoruba nation, Oduduwa requires. No election, comment c'est un
from the capital city of Abeokuta, where the Yoruba Nation protest rally is going on. Still here from the capital city of Ogun State. The rally they say they don't want Nigeria again, say na Yoruba Nation they want. As you can see, people are gathered. Young and market for Ogun State. There then day now. Here then see they talk say no more Nigeria. Say na the protest still dey go on. Na rally, Yoruba Nation rally, like Abeokuta, wey happen to be the capital city. Na there this rally dey shele now. Wetin dem want be say dem no want make Southwest dey among Nigeria again. Say dem want, that na why dem gather here. They talk say make dem give them Yoruba Nation. Na wetin still dey happen here be that. So far the rally still dey peaceful and e still dey go on. Now still dey go on. Àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ò jẹ́ àbẹ̀rù kankan. Tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀ ó ṣẹlẹ̀ náà nìyẹn. Ó ti yé yín. Yorùbá Nation làwọn fẹ́. Yorùbá Nation. Àwọn òṣèlú Fúlàní mọ́ Yorùbá Nation làwọn fẹ́ yàrá tó jẹ́ àti ra gàrí sí àwọn ilé abẹ́rẹ́ tí ń gbé pàkí àwọn àgbéká kí àlè ra gàrí jẹ mọ́ àlè ra ti fún wọn lọ pé àwọn onígbàgbọ́ ìjọba orí ọkọ̀ ṣe sí. Tó wá ló dé àná àṣẹ mọ́ ìgbéyàwó yóò tẹ̀wọ́ lọ́dún mọ́ abẹ́ dá dúró àwọn ò bá wọn jà bá wọn ṣe ọkàn. Freedom làwọn fẹ́ abẹ́ dá dúró àjíríyà mọ́ ní wọ́n mọ́ Nàìjíríà gbọ́dọ̀ ti jọra kàdà wọ́n ti di onímọ̀rúwá onítíkẹ́ẹ̀tì oníye tó ń gbàlọ́ ọmọdé tó ń gbàlọ́ onímọ̀rúwá tó ń gbàlọ́ ọ̀kadà. Àwọn òṣèlú Nàìjíríà mọ́ àjíríyà mọ́. As you don hear say dem dey talk say dem no want Nigeria again, say na Yoruba, and the agitators are still here gathered still dey talk say make government hear wetin dem dey talk o. Now or never, or make Nigeria dey go im own.
Challenge you, another challenge you, another challenge you, another challenge you, double challenge you. Challenge you, another challenge you, another challenge you, double challenge you, another challenge you, another challenge you, another challenge you, double challenge you, another challenge you, another.
Of many of our dear compatriots and the destruction of some of our infrastructure, including those devoted to improving our democratic processes. Once again, I want to render my sincere and heartfelt condolences to the families and friends of our gallant servicemen and women who lost their lives in the line of duty and as sacrifice to keep Nigeria safe. I extend the same condolence to the families and friends of our countrymen, women and children who are unfortunate victims of such senseless arsons, kidnappings, and murders. I also share the pains of families and direct victims of ransom seeking, kidnapped victims who went through unimaginable trauma in the course of their forced imprisonment. Let me assure my fellow citizens that every incident, however minor, gives me great worry and concern, and I immediately order security agencies to swiftly but safely rescue victims and bring perpetrators to justice. Fellow Nigerians, when you elected me as your president in 2015, you did so knowing that I will put an end to the growing insecurity, especially the insurgency in the Northeast. But the unintended consequences of our scattering them in the Northeast push them further in-country, which is what we are now facing and dealing with. We will, by the grace of God, put an end to these challenges too. Unfortunately, like in most conflict situations, some Nigerian criminals are taking undue advantage of a difficult situation and profiteering therefrom with a misguided belief that adherence to the democratic norms handicaps this administration from promptly and decisively tackling them. We are already addressing these obstacles, and we will soon bring some of these culprits to justice. We are, at the same time, addressing the twin underlying drivers of insecurity, namely poverty and youth unemployment. Interventions led by government and the Central Bank of Nigeria driving economic growth over the past 6 years are targeted mostly to the agricultural, services, infrastructure, power, and healthcare sectors of the economy. In the agricultural sector, for instance, the Anchor Borrowers Program resulted in sharp decline in the nation's major food import bill from $2.23 billion United States dollars in 2014 to $0.59 billion United States dollars by the end of 2018. Rice import bill alone dropped from $1 billion United States dollars to $18.5 million annually. This initiative, supported by local production of rice, maize, cotton, and cassava. Government financed 2.5 million smallholder farmers cultivating about 3.2 million hectares of farmland all over the country and created 10 million direct and indirect jobs. Several other initiatives, namely Agribusiness Small and Medium Enterprise Investment Scheme, the Non-Oil Export Stimulation Facility, the Targeted Credit Facilities operated across the 774 local governments. In the manufacturing sector, the Central Bank of Nigeria, Bank of Industry, 200 billion naira facility financed the establishment and operation of 60 new industrial hubs across the country, creating an estimated 890,000 direct and indirect jobs. The CBN's 50 billion naira textile sector intervention facility increased capacity utilization of generators from 30% to nearly 90%. The Economic Sustainability Plan, our rebound plan for the COVID-19 pandemic, developed in 2020, is currently being executed. The plan is primarily focused on the non-oil sector, which has recorded phenomenal growth, contributing over 90% to the GDP growth in the first quarter of 2021. Though marginal, we have recorded GDP growth over 2 quarters, second quarter of 2020 and first quarter of 2021. This is evidence of a successful execution of the Economic Sustainability Plan by the federal government. My vision of pulling 100 million poor Nigerians out of poverty in 10 years has been put into action and can be seen in the National Social Investment Program, a first in Africa and one of the largest in the world, where over 32.6 million beneficiaries are taking part. We now have a national social register of poor and vulnerable households identified across 708 local government areas, 8,723 wards, and 86,000 610 communities in the 36 states and the FCT. Our conditional cash transfer program has benefited over 1.6 million poor and vulnerable households, comprising more than 8 million individuals. This provides a monthly stipend of 10,000 naira per household. I have also recently approved the National Poverty Reduction with Growth Strategy Plan that augments existing plans to further reduce poverty in Nigeria. As at the end of 2020, the Development Bank of Nigeria had disbursed 324 billion naira in loans to more than 136,000 micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises through 40 participating financial institutions. I am to note that 57% of these beneficiaries are women, while 27% are the youth. We are able to do all this and still accelerate our infrastructure development through sensible, transparent borrowing, improved capital inflow, improving and increasing revenue through capturing more tax bases, and prudent management of investment proceeds in the sovereign wealth fund. Fellow Nigerians, our infrastructure revolution continues with key projects attaining critical milestones under the Presidential Infrastructure Development Fund. The second Niger Bridge, the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, and the Abuja-Kaduna-Zaria-Kano Expressway. I have also approved the establishment of Infraco PLC, a world-class infrastructure development vehicle wholly focused on Nigeria with capital structure of 15 trillion naira. The rail system is not left out as the Itape-Warri standard gauge rail was completed and commissioned 33 years after construction began. The Lagos-Ibadan double-track railway line, which I have just commissioned, has commenced operations. We are focused on ensuring that our infrastructure drive is key to economic growth and one that can be felt by every Nigerian. Building critical infrastructure in our ports is also opening up opportunities for the Nigerian economy. My approval for 4 new seaports using public-private partnership approach is hinged on growing the Nigerian economy. These 4 seaports, Lekki Deep Seaport, Bonny Deep Seaport, Ibom Deep Seaport, and Warri Deep Seaport, will create massive job opportunities and foreign investment inflows. We have worked at deepening our eastern ports leading to success, like Heaven 3 container ship berth at Calabar Port, a first in 11 years. Similarly, on 30th October 2019, an LPG tanker operated by NLNG berthed in Port Harcourt, the first time an LPG ship is berthing at any of the eastern ports. As we invest in these new assets, we have also made strides in ensuring that they are secured and protected. In this regard, I am also pleased to note the launch of the Nemasa Deep Blue project, which is an integrated national security and waterways protection infrastructure that I recently commissioned. This initiative is designed to add to the layer of security we have to safeguard our maritime sector. Dear Nigerians, I will be the first to admit that in spite of our efforts and achievements, which are there for all to see, there is still much more to be done, and we are doing our best in the face of scarce resources and galloping population growth rate that consistently outstrips our capacity to provide jobs for our populace. Our overall economic target of lifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty in 10 years is our goal, notwithstanding COVID-19. In the last 2 years, we lifted 10.5 million people out of poverty. Farmers, small-scale traders, artisans, market women, and the like. I am very convinced that this 100 million target can be met, and this informed the development of a national poverty reduction with growth strategy. The specific details of this accelerated strategy will be unveiled shortly. In the last 1 year, Nigeria and the whole world faced COVID-19, for which no one was fully prepared. Our response to the pandemic involved making hard choices in balancing livelihoods and public health concerns. You are all living witnesses to how successful this has been due to a number of proactive measures put in place. Our response to COVID-19 is globally acclaimed. We were able to ensure that various lockdown measures did not impact too negatively on the ability of ordinary Nigerians to continue sustaining their livelihoods. During the pandemic, we disbursed 5,000 naira to 1 million Nigerians using a rapid response register and advanced 20,000 naira to 750,000 beneficiaries of the conditional cash transfer program and provided 1.37 million Nigerians with relatives from COVID. At the same time, the federal government released 109,000 metric tons of food reserve stocks and 70,000 metric tons of grains to the poor and vulnerable in all 36 states of the Federation. In addition, government reduced interest rates from 9% to 5% for struggling businesses and extended credit facilities to 548,345 beneficiaries. Fellow Nigerians, when this administration decided to change Democracy Day from 29th May to June 12th in my first tenure, it was not only to honor the sacrifices of the men and women of our country who fought for the return to democracy, but also to demonstrate our commitment to satisfy the aspiration of the people and creating an environment for democracy to be an accepted way of life. As your president, I remain committed to providing an enabling environment for a free, fair, and credible electoral system under my tenure. However, you need to play your part by getting involved at any level you can, supporting a democratic system that works for all and not for a section of a select few, and demand accountability from your elected leaders. My commitment to bequeathing a sustainable democratic culture remains resolute. My pursuit of a fair society remains unshaken, and my desire to see that Nigeria remains a country for each and every one of us has never been stronger. In responding to the challenges that this period imposes on us, government also recognizes the need to acknowledge notions of marginalization and agitations for constitutional amendments among various segments of our population. While this government is not averse to constitutional reform as part of our nation-building process, everyone must understand that the primary responsibility for constitutional amendments lies with the National Assembly. This body, which, as I said, is the arm of government responsible for constitutional changes, has concluded the preliminary stages of amending and improving our constitution in a way that the majority of Nigerians will be happy with. Government is, however, willing to play a critical role in the constitutional amendment process without usurping the powers of the National Assembly in this regard. As a nation, we have come very far from where we started, and we are getting incrementally closer to where we ought to be. Overcoming the present challenges is but one of the necessary processes that we have to undergo as a nation so that we can come out stronger. The day I joined the Nigerian Army, I was prepared to lay down my life for Nigeria. As your president, I remain ever committed to upholding and defending Nigeria's corporate existence. In adhering to the fundamental objectives and directive principles of state policy, notably Section 14, subsection 2b, I shall do all within my power to ensure that the security and welfare of the people remain the primary purpose